If you are taking photos in an urban environment, being discreet and not drawing a lot of attention is essential, especially if you have human subjects in your photos. You appear as less of a threat and people act more authentic because the chances are high that they don't even notice you. Now there's a quote that says, "The best camera is the camera that you have with you." And no matter if you are an experienced photographer or just starting out, there is one camera that you have with you no matter where you go, and that's your phone. In my case, that's the iPhone 14 Pro. I got it in October shortly after it came out, but since then I have not put it to the test and basically only used it for snapshots. And since the camera and software in our phones are getting so good, the question occurs, how good of a job does it do when you're using it for photography that's intentional and that you would normally use a professional camera for? Is it maybe the best camera for street photography? Well, the biggest benefit of a phone is that you carry it with you no matter where you go, and it's easy and fast to take in and out of your pocket to take a photo. But the big question is, does it actually take good photos or is it only good for snapshots? So in today's video, I'm going to try to find out exactly that. I'm only going to take my phone with me, no attachments, no accessories, just the phone. Now the thing about this phone is that it actually provides me with 4 focal lengths to choose from. A 13mm wide angle lens as well as a 24mm main camera and a 48mm and 77mm telephoto lens. So having this much potential and versatility in my pocket sounds amazing. Now let's see how it holds up. So is the iPhone the best camera for street photography? Well, there's definitely one point where it beats a lot of cameras, and that's its small size. It's so fast and easy to take out of your pocket, take a photo and put it right back in. And even if you are holding the phone out for longer periods of time, for example, when you do the fishing technique, even then you don't even seem like a threat, because nowadays everybody is running around with their phones and we're basically desensitized when it comes to that. Unless you stick your phone into somebody's face, then there's always a chance that you will get confronted with that. But overall, this is great to blend into your urban environment. Another factor that speaks for this iPhone is that you have 4 focal lengths at your disposal at any time, and you're basically only carrying one camera body with you. Now, there are definitely some things that are not ideal. For example, the photos that come out of this phone feel over sharpened and almost digital. And that's one area where my Fujifilm and Canon definitely are still ahead. Now, there are some things that you can do in post-processing if you want to minimize those issues, especially if you shoot with the RAW feature in the iPhone camera app. But the over-sharpening definitely applies to the JPEGs and the RAW files that come out of the iPhone. When it comes to shooting experience, the iPhone can definitely not hold up to a real camera. Now, I do understand that this might be a very personal point of view, but there is something that is more pleasing to me holding my Fujifilm or Canon camera in my hand, switching the dials, hitting the shutter, and just looking through the viewfinder. Makes it a whole different kind of experience for me. So all things considered, is the iPhone the best camera for street photography? No, not for me, but it has potential. If Apple can figure out the software and image processing to not make photos looking as over sharpened and HDR like, I think the iPhone will be very hard to beat in the future. And I think we all know that it's only a matter of time until that happens. And the solution could be something as simple as a pro shooting mode, where you have access and control over everything, and the processing of the iPhone itself is held to a minimum. Which I do know that there are third-party camera apps that you can utilize where you have more manual control. But a big part of the whole problem, if you want to call it that, is that the processing the iPhone does is still the same. Lastly, I hope that this video shows you can take awesome photos with just your phone, because I know that not everybody can afford to have a camera dedicated to just photos. And let me tell you, it's totally okay. You don't need to, because you have a very capable tool right in your pocket. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments that you want to share with me, any questions or suggestions on future videos, put them down in the comments below. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, I would love to have you on the team. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.